Hello and welcome to Student Voice. My name is Jared Runyon, and today I got Ashton Holt and Gabriel Collins. Does it ever feel like that news is just too depressing to pay attention to? Yet there are things that go on that we should be aware of. Today we're talking about how to stay informed and why that is important. And like I said, we have Ashton Holt and Gabriel Collins with us today. And what are some of the news stories right now that you've been paying attention to, and how do you get the information on those topics?
I'm actually paying attention a lot to the war in Ukraine, and
Really?
so I have a lot of friends online, and some of them are actually in Ukraine right now. Like they live in Ukraine, so I get a lot of their news from them.
Yeah, I bet they're going through like some crazy times right now.
Yeah, I'm actually every time one of them talks, I'm like, oh, thank God they're not dead.
Yeah, no, I
Because
can only...
their town was actually dealing with a lot of missile strikes and was near a combat site for a while.
Yeah, I can only imagine living a daily life and having that fear of, am I even going to make it through the day? What kind of news you been following, Ashton?
I've been following some political news and also, of course, the war in Ukraine. I'm sure
Because
by now we've
Russia's
heard.
threatened to go nuclear about it, so it's kind of like
Yeah.
that's a no-win situation for all of us.
Also been following the document situation with our current president. I'm sure y'all have been at least heard of it. So.
Yeah, I heard about the
I've
Trump
heard of
and the Murcielago estates, but I had no idea that Biden was, carrying some classified documents with him.
Actually, no, they got
idea.
Pence too. If you heard about that.
Oh, I did not. It looks like I need to be
No,
more aware
now
of my news.
now every politician and their mother is actually searching. It's like, please tell me I don't have any.
Yeah. How would you suggest that people would stay more aware of the headlines and try to keep up with what's going on?
I would say Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter because like people talk about it a lot, but like definitely do your own research because everyone and their mother is gonna have bias. There's no way of avoiding it. So just kind of, because usually get one from both sides, try to get one from the middle, and somewhere in the middle is kind of where your actual news
Personally,
is.
Social media is where I'm at. I'm at Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. That's, Instagram regularly is where I get most of my information, I would say, from about
Fox News.
Ukraine and stuff like that. I do need to watch a little bit more news, but social media is where I get most of my
Fox News
information.
is on Instagram, so.
Gotcha. What about you? Where do you get some of your news from?
Of course, social media has a lot to do with where I get my news as well. I do a little bit more than that. I'll follow some national outlets as well, like in NBC and Fox and a few other places as well. Just because I like to see, just a little bit more what's going on as well. And plus, I was raised with the mindset of you need to know what's going on in your world, so you need to keep in tune with what's going on.
Yeah, I agree with that.
What do you guys think will happen if younger generations follow less and less news?
History is going to repeat itself. I'm literally, the saying, if you do not learn from it, you're doomed to repeat it. I basically see that happening because, like, my sister doesn't care about politics or anything. I'm like, well, you should, because if you're not aware of it, then a lot of this bad shit from the past is going to happen and come back, and it's going to be terrible.
Yeah. What about you?
I somewhat disagree, not entirely. I think what will happen is if we entirely ignore the news at all, I think what will happen, there's going to be avoiding a lot of ignorance and a lot of questions and a lot of confusion. And secondly, what will happen is that there's going to be a lot of conspiracy that's just completely out of left wing, and I think we're already seeing that now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I think part of the problem why a lot of people don't even watch the news in general, and it's continuing to go in that trend, is because we got, in some places, bad journalism, and that's a conversation for another time.
But that's a totally different topic.
Yeah, that's a can of worms out there.
It really is. So,
but that goes on both sides of the political spectrum.
Oh yeah, I'm not being
Definitely
biased
does.
on that statement. It really is.
I figured I was just clarifying.
So that's where I think it is, and so I really do think, and to bounce what you said with the politics and history and all, I think we need to be at least go to the basics and learn basic political literate and basic history. So that way, when we do hear those things in the news, we understand what's going on.
Yeah,
for sure, and I totally agree. Well, that's all we have here today from Student Voice. If you would like more info about classes here at Chattanooga State, you can always visit chattanoogastate.edu, and I hope you guys have a great rest of y'all's day. Thank you.